Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Most Best Podcast, coming at you in the most best way. This is Miles Phillips.
I'm Dustin Sutliff.
Today, we have a couple of topics to talk about. We don't have any topic. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just rambling. I had no plan for what I was about to say. Just saying whatever came to the top of my head. We only have one topic today. It's something that everyone's been talking about the last couple of days. And that topic is the Oscars and the ups and downs of that event there.
All the ups and downs.
So
dude.
That's one thing that we're going to talk about today. And then we have our top five. What's our top five for today? Dustin, this was Dustin's idea. I mean, this whole podcast episode is just Dustin's ideas, because I asked him what we should talk about, and he said Oscars, and then he said top five actors.
Yes, you just answered your own question there, man. Top five actors. If that's going to be, we're going to talk about the Oscars, might as well start with actors. We'll probably just do male actors, and then later on we'll do actresses at some other podcast. But
wait,
yeah,
you're doing top five male. I have a female on mine.
Okay, that's fine. You do that.
All right. You want to do top five first?
You want to do the top five first? All right. Did you have your list? You can go first this time.
All right.
Start it off, brah.
This is top five. Top five actors and actresses, or whatever we want to do right now. The first, actually, this is in no particular order, so I had no clue how to order these. This is just the order I listed them, alright? So this is not like 5 to 1 or 1 to 5. This is just a random order of actors and actresses I enjoy, alright?
Okay.
And this may change tomorrow, or right after this podcast. I may change my mind, so you'll never know. I never know how I'm gonna feel. So,
Never do.
first one is an obvious one. He's pretty great. He's like the male Meryl Streep. He does no wrong.
That's pretty high.
He elevates every movie he's in. If it's a bad movie, he's still great in that bad movie. He doesn't let that bad movie make him look bad, and he makes bad movies look even better. And that man is Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah. Except he's never been in a bad movie, but continue.
I'm sure Denzel Washington has been in bad movies. Man on Fire, do you remember that movie? That movie
is awesome.
Remembered as a great movie, but it's not a great movie. It's only a great movie because Denzel Washington is great in it, and he elevates movie.
What? Yeah, he obviously elevates it, but that movie is pretty damn good.
That movie does not have a good reputation.
Oh, you don't know anything about reputation.
You can just Google it. Is Man on Fire a good movie?
That doesn't make any sense. I can Google if aliens are alive on my planet Earth right now, and there'll be articles that tell me why that is. That doesn't mean
aliens are alive.
Okay, well, whatever. But I can literally Google anything. Do trees talk? And there'll be articles that are telling me that trees talk. So that argument is
But it's
valid.
a fact that Man on Fire is a mediocre movie.
No, it's not. Get out.
Anyway, to continue on my list, next person on my list is Will Ferrell.
Oh, dude. Oh, I like that.
I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell. I watch a lot of his movies. I love Talladega Nights is one of my favorites. The Other Guys is another favorite. Step Brothers, I actually didn't like all that much, and then I watched it a couple more times, and I like it more now. But, I mean, Will Ferrell, he's hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes it comes out with bad movies, but overall, I like Will Ferrell as a comedic actor. I think he's pretty great.
Yeah.
I think some people would agree with that.
For sure.
Then Next on my list, remember this is in no particular order. Steve Carell. Steve Carell
Ooh,
is a
damn.
fantastic comedic actor. There's no denying that. That guy is freaking hilarious.
True.
And he's in this. Have you seen Foxcatcher?
Yes, I have seen Foxcatcher. He was.
I thought he was great.
He was very
in that
good.
Movie. He was great in that movie.
That's a crazy role to play. Have you done the research on that movie?
A little bit. I looked up a little bit about
that whole story is just crazy.
Yeah, it's just a weird, kind of creepy story, and he pulled off that performance pretty well. He gives a pretty creepy, weird, mysterious performance, and I liked it a lot. I think he's great. Side note, an honorable mention. Tracy Morgan is
what?
I love Tracy Morgan.
Oh my god, this list is now just tainted.
Tracy Morgan, this is
get out of here with that.
He's not a part of my list, but I think Tracy Morgan.
You don't honorable mention Tracy Morgan. You honorable mention Al Pacino. You're like, hey, Al Pacino's pretty good. Or you honorable mention Morgan Freeman. You don't honorable mention Tracy Morgan when you're talking about the top 5 greatest actors of all time.
I didn't know this was top 5 greatest actors of all time.
Miles, what do you think top 5 segment is?
It's just top 5 for this particular moment in my life. I was thinking a lot about comedy, and I love comedy, and whenever I watch Tracy Morgan, Tracy Morgan can be in a bad comedy, but he'll still be funny, no matter what. So, don't pay attention to this list. This is just an honorable mention. We'll continue. Let's go on. Next on my list. You know what? I'm going to change this a little bit. I put Samuel L. Jackson on my list, and he's a great actor.
This list is
Samuel Jackson
crazy.
Is some pretty good stuff. But I got
Jackson is just a guy who can do some cool things, and he's lucked into movie stardom, and now he's just cast in every movie in the world. But
I'm not saying this. This is not a top 5 based on technical. These are actors I enjoy watching. These are actors that I like to watch. I like to watch the movies they're in. This isn't obviously there are better actors than Sam Jackson. He's not the greatest of top 5 greatest actors of all time. There's no way that he is.
What are you doing with your list?
My list are my. I thought top 5.
Top 5 is.
I thought top 5 was our top 5 favorites, not the top 5 ever. That's how I was going at it. I was going at it this is my These are my favorites.
All right, okay, Milo.
Just because I can say that Daniel Day-Lewis is a freaking fantastic actor, but that doesn't mean he's my favorite.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying your top 5. I think we're just kind of looking at it differently, but that's totally fine, bro. You look at it that way. That's okay.
No, I'm changing my top 5. My top 5. Apparently, my top 5 sucks right now, people.
It doesn't suck because you have Denzel on there. I'm just saying. So, if I talk about my top 5 greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, which that will be one of our top 5 segments, and I can't wait to do that one with you.
Dan Marino.
Shut up. I'm going to talk who I think is personally my top 5, but I think in my head this person is the best of all time. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. I understand that there's other... I understand that Tom Brady, because he won't be number 1 on my list, but it's kind of hard not to say that he isn't. But me, for some reason, he's not on mine. So, but that doesn't mean that he's not one of the top 5, but he's not on my list. But I think that those are the top 5 actors, or whatever it is. But, hey, you go ahead.
Hey. I'll add Viola Davis to my list. This list has, now expanded to more than 5 people. I'm just gonna, as I think of them, I'm just gonna name off people. Viola Davis is fantastic. Meryl Streep is fantastic. Daniel Day-Lewis is fantastic. He can do no wrong. He does a movie once every 5 years, and it's always great. because he does a movie once every freaking 5 years. Did I say Meryl Streep? I already said Meryl Streep.
You said Meryl Streep.
Let's see. Let me think. Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro hasn't done anything good lately, but Robert De Niro is a fantastic actor. Leonardo DiCaprio. Mark Wahlberg has done some bad stuff, like bad movies, but I love Mark Wahlberg. I love to watch Mark Wahlberg. Matt Damon is cool. Ben Affleck is cool sometimes.
You're completely ruining the top 5 right now. You're now at like 20 people.
My list is just going to keep going and going and going as I think of people. You know who I love? I have a crush on...
Who?
I'm in love with Brie Larson.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you in love with Brie Larson?
I don't know. There's something about her. She used to be in this movie called Hoot. It was a long time ago. It's based off a book called Hoot. And it's about these owls. And they save...
I think I've read that. I read that in high school.
And we watched the movie in school, and she was in that movie, and I had a crush on her ever since. Like, I saw that movie, and I'm like, I'm in love with that girl. And then, after a while, I didn't see anything of her. And then, she pops up all of a sudden again. I'm like, hey, that's the girl from Hoot. She's beautiful. But yeah, I have a crush on her.
She was on The League, too.
She was on The League?
Yeah, for like a couple episodes. Like 2.
Oh. Notice. Let's see. What are my other actors? Oh, yeah. The whole cast of Always Sunny. Let's just do that. All of, Breaking Bad, most of the people in that. Bryan Cranston is up there. George Clooney is freaking fantastic. But let me wrap this up. I don't want to take more time out of Dustin's top 5. But that's my top 5, which reached to maybe a top 40.
Yeah, that was more like top 855, but hey.
Yeah, Marlon Brando, Orson Welles.
Miles doesn't understand the concept of a segment. It's okay.
Dustin, let's go with your top 5.
Okay, now I'll start my top 5, and there'll be 5 people on it, and that's what it'll be.
Okay.
And I'll give an honorable mention to Tom Hanks. Because Tom Hanks is damn good.
You don't give an honorable mention to Tom Hanks. You put Tom Hanks on your list.
No, he's not on my top 5. He may be like 6, but he ain't 5. Boom. Okay. That's how you do it. You stick to your guns, idiot. Right. You don't just go off and then start naming 40 other actors. Then you ruin the top 5 segment.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Number 5.
Wait, hold on. I gotta tell you something.
What?
I have a list of sounds that I'm gonna be playing throughout your top 5. It's just an experiment. Just go with the flow. You're probably not going to hear them, but I'll hear them on my end. So, keep going.
You're going to ruin this. My number 5 is Big Willie, Will Smith. I'm putting Will Smith on my top 5, cracking right in at number 5.
That's a good one.
I'm a pretty big fan of Will Smith. I just think he's so diverse, and I'm going to use that word a lot. I think that's going to be my main, when I think about top 5 actors, is the diversity of the actor. His work in Pursuit of Happiness. Hell, I even loved him in Wild Wild West. That movie was great. I don't think there's really been a movie that I've seen him in that I'm like, he's not good. I thought he was the saving grace in Suicide Squad. Like, he was incredible. He's able to be really funny, yet he can play these serious roles. Concussion, he was just great in. Still kind of bullshit he didn't get nominated for that. He's one of the actors that I don't understand why he hasn't won an Oscar yet. I know, like, the times he's got nominated, though, like, I think, what was the one? I think one year he lost to Denzel.
Didn't he get nominated for the Muhammad Ali thing?
Oh, God, yes. That's actually one of my favorite movies of all time, Muhammad Ali. Or Ali. And Ali even said himself, he was like, if anyone's going to play me, he wants it to be Will Smith. Like, get the fuck out of here. One of the greatest athletes of all time. Just such an honor. So, Will Smith. Number 4, I give rest in peace to Robin Williams. I thought he was just everything that he did.
Yeah.
He was so funny, and he he was one of those heroes I had always looked up to. Like besides someone that I know. Like obviously never knew Robin Williams. I didn't talk to him. I never got that privilege. But just his comedic. But he could be incredibly serious in Good Will Hunting, and he won the award for I think supporting actor for that one. He's just brilliant. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And he does all different. He can do all different kinds of work. He's also diverse. See, used it on him too. But he was always one of my favorites. Heath Ledger almost made the list, and I was going to put him on there, but then I realized I think Dark Knight was one of the best acting performances of all time. But as an all-around actor, I didn't give it to him. But number 3, speaking of diverse, Johnny fucking Depp. That guy does roles that I know I would never be able to really do, and he just can branch out and do any sort of thing. He can play the lover, he can play the serial killer, he can play the hero, he can play the comedic role. It's incredible. Now I don't think anyone can really do what he can, and been able to do it consistently. And he just does different type of work, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I will say sometimes he overacts.
No, what is... what?
I can name plenty of bad Johnny Depp performances.
Name one.
Alice in Wonderland.
Wonka? Yes. Yeah, but he's playing
Awful.
that character. That's what that character is.
But that character, no. That character was awful.
You mean no?
It's so overacted. So much. But okay, keep going. Johnny Depp is good. He's a good actor.
No,
Have you seen Black Mass? He's really good in Black Mass.
Yes, very good there. And then I'll keep my top 5 quick. And then number 2, Leonardo DiCaprio. Come on, man. Come on. 1, took him way too goddamn long to win an Oscar. He's also able to play any sort of role. I just think he's one of those, when I see him on screen, I kind of fall in love, for lack of a better term at this moment. He just captivates me by far. Titanic, great, phenomenal. And then after that, he just I don't want to play that love hunk character, which he could have just been that guy. But then he branches himself off, which I think that movie could have really killed a lot of other actors. Get seen kind of young like that in that kind of role, and now he just did The Revenant. And of course people grow with age, but I'm saying that's so different. The differential, that's not a word. The difference between those two roles and the complexity between all sorts of roles that he's done, phenomenal. And then I literally say it all the time. Denzel Washington, number 1, my favorite. Every movie he's in, like you said, to piggyback, he brings the movies up that, if the movie's never necessarily bad because Denzel's in it, or if the movie's bad, he is constantly good. And he has that way of connecting that I think other actors don't have. Yeah. And he has a truthfulness that is pretty powerful. So yeah, that's my top 5, man. Right there.
Well,
boom.
I'll give you an applause for that top 5. You can't hear that, but I can.
Oh, you can? Okay. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that's even playing. Is that playing now?
I don't know. I don't hear it. I don't hear nothing. I hear the sound of my voice and your voice.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's happening. Okay, anyway, let's continue to our next point of interest in
Did you have a good week,
podcast.
Milo? I just got to ask you that. You had a good week?
A good week. What is a week but another...
7-day period in time. That's what it is.
7-day period instead of... what is a week except for another 7 days of living?
Oh, that was really morbid.
What is a week? What is a week but a couple of days where I haven't
You got a point you're getting to? Because I feel like I don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. What is a week? Hey, on my actor list, I'm gonna add Chris Pratt to my actor list. Oh,
Okay.
and Tina Fey, I'm gonna add her.
Okay.
It may keep going after this.
All right, yeah, I figured probably get to like 80 after that. That's okay. Understandable.
All right.
You,
Yeah, but my week was all right. I had an okay
anything?
week. Nothing exciting happened as usual. You know, I worked a gala.
A gala?
I didn't have to be there that much. I just went up. I was there in the morning for setup, and then I had some beat ups with some people after that. This was all yesterday. I had
Meetups
some
is always nice.
beat ups. Came back home, took a long nap, woke up, watched this documentary about Slenderman. Uh,
What's that
on
documentary?
HBO. It's called like Beware the Slender Man or something. It's about
Sounds kinda
it's a
scary.
documentary about those two girls who said Slenderman told them to murder their friend, and they took her out into the woods and stabbed her, but she lived. But
Ah,
like all this stuff went down in like this Wisconsin town, and all because of Slenderman. And it's a documentary about that. It's pretty good. It's pretty creepy. Uh, I shouldn't say that. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, Slenderman is creepy. That aspect of it is creepy.
yeah.
It's a pretty good doc. It's an alright documentary. I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I stopped it. I mean, I don't need to finish it. When I first heard of Slenderman, it scared me to all get out. Um, I kept thinking like I was seeing Slenderman outside my window, and like gave me bad dreams. I'm a very in my younger years, I was a very effectual. Is that the right word to use in this context? An effectual. Some things affect me greatly. So when I saw like um, horror movies, like I would always have bad dreams, or they would just like haunt me for forever after that. And it took a while to get, and it still happens sometimes. I like watching horror movies now. I like, you know, watching that kind of stuff, but it doesn't affect me as greatly as it did. But that's how my week was.
Definition of effectual: relating to, arising from, or influencing feelings or emotions.
So yeah, I use that in the right context.
Oh boy, proud of you.
Look at me.
There you go. Look at you using those big words.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Oh, we had this like talk to some of the actors in some of the shows. We had this like they had this like panel for all the acting interns to talk out to all the actors in the shows currently
Yeah.
about their like careers and asking questions and advice and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. That was good. But other than that, yeah, not a very exciting week.
Well, that's all right. Sounds good.
Yeah, how was your week?
It was pretty good. I did. I was like teaching preschool all week last week, so that was fun. I had some like cool, funny experiences. One funny thing was there's this girl named Annabelle,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like 2 or 3, and her parents are both doctors. Upper East Side, just loaded.
Yeah.
Wears a bracelet that costs more than anything I've ever bought in my life. It's just insane. But there was one of these other kids, and I was making a joke because I was working on my audition that I had this week, and I was with the other teachers, and I was like, oh, I can do the Shakespeare monologue and make you fall in love with me. And one of the little kids just go, I'm good.
That's good.
I'm fine. No, I'm good, bro. Get out of here. It was pretty funny. So that was a pretty cool part of my week, just being around those kids and stuff and having a good time. Had some good auditions. My one audition was I was in the room, so I'm there, and I do my contemporary monologue, and I'd actually been having trouble with this contemporary monologue. I don't know if you remember me doing it when we came to New York for my senior year, that showcase. I did that monologue from Over the Tavern where I'm talking to God.
Uh-huh.
You semi remember that?
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of my go-to monologues, and I really like it. But I felt like, when you have a monologue and you're doing it over and over and over again, you feel like you've tired it out, but like it's a good piece, but you just like, I feel like I just got to do this again or not, whatever it is. But I did my first audition this week for Shakespeare, so I did the Shakespeare piece, and then I did this one, and I just decided to just say, fuck it, I'm going to do this completely differently. Like, you build up how you're going to do it, but I walked into the room and I was like, I'm feeling like switching this shit up. And I did it more comedically, and things seemed to click, and it was a lot more fun. And the auditioner was just laughing, and he told me afterwards, he's like, Dustin, that's a really good piece. Like, I love how it's comedic, but you also, like, it's pretty serious, especially at the end. I'm like, yeah. And I thanked him, and I was like, I kind of onto something. So then when I went into this next audition, I kind of played into that more, and it went really well. And it's just like, theater is theater. Whether you book the job, that's whatever. But you feel good about the audition. I always get really happy because anytime I get to do any sort of theater, I'm a happy guy. I get an audition, I'm happy. When I did that monologue, they were laughing. They were all with me. It was good. And then lady on my resume, she's looking at my resume and she goes, all right, Dustin, well, I can't have you leave here without you doing your Donald Trump impression.
Oh.
And I was, at first, for like a second, I was like, what? I was like, oh, yeah, I put that on my resume under my special skills. And so she goes, yeah, I'm going to need to hear that. So I go, okay. And I just kind of go in, I start doing it, and I go on some rant. So, like, the point of my impression is I never know what I'm talking about, so I just will talk about either the first thing onto my mind or whatever I see, and I'll either mix in, like, a celebrity, the hatred, or something, but none of it connects. It doesn't make any sense, and that's what I think's funny about it, because fucking Trump, I feel like, does that. And I started talking about the colored walls in the room and how I didn't like them, and then I started bashing on Oprah Winfrey, and I made some, like, I said, like, Oprah Winfrey needs to stay on her side of the wall, and it's my wall. And then I said, prepare for war. And I'd stopped, and they were just dying. Like, every one in the audition room was just laughing their asses off. And they're like, Dustin, that was pretty good. I'm like, thanks. That was really cool. So it was like a really nice experience, and I had a good time with those. And it was fun. I went to, like, a college party again, which was kind of weird. Or, like, it wasn't a college party, but we were playing, like, beer pong and flip cup. Played the best beer pong of my life.
Yeah.
Great. And then I went to this bar because that had, like, themed shots. That was really kind of cool. So, like, they had Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or whatever. And there was, like, skits that went with every shot that you ordered.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was kind of really crazy. I'll have to take you there when you come up here. But it was kind of funny. So, like, the bartender, like, goes all on this huge thing. Like, there was a Harry Potter thing, so they give you all Harry Potter stuff to wear and all that nonsense. It was cool. But it was fun. Had a good week. Working hard, man.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
There's something that happened this week.
What happened?
Goddamn Oscars.
I thought you were still talking about your life. No, yeah.
What?
We have the Oscars happened. I thought you were still talking about like what happened in your week. Whatever. Don't pay attention to what I'm saying right now. The Oscars.
You ever notice
happened.
that when you bring attention to things, that's what makes it weird? If you would just skip over it, it'd be fine. But you like talk about it. Dipshit.
I always feel like I have to.
Yeah, well, okay.
I realized halfway through. Never mind. Forget it. This is a bad transition. The Oscars happened. Sorry I yelled at the microphone. The Oscars happened.
They did.
Pretty eventful Oscars. It's pretty long as hell.
It was actually the longest Oscars there's ever been. What it was like, it hit over 3 or 4 hours, I think, possibly.
I think it was over
I just
3
remember
hours.
reading that it was the longest Oscars.
Yeah, I think it was at least 3 hours.
Yeah, and the shitty thing was, I heard that the ratings were really low,
Which is
and kind of blew my mind.
yeah, because I
So
liked
I
it.
really enjoyed it.
I liked Jimmy Kimmel. I liked everything he did. I liked
Loved
his
everything
bits.
he did.
I thought it was hilarious.
Gosh, so good, man.
Like, I laughed so much at his opening monologue. And I never do
It was
that when I'm watching the Oscars.
Did you watch it like at an Oscar party or what?
No, I just watched it at home.
Nice. That opening monologue, just one of my favorite ones was he made a joke about Moonlight, and he was like, really, all the nominees were just really serious this year, and the only really happy ending was the middle of Moonlight, and
Oh, yeah.
like no one really laughed, and then he just was like, you didn't see it, did you? And everyone was dying. I'm like, that's so funny. It's like people talking about this whole movie, and like half of them haven't even seen the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But, oh, dude, Jimmy just killed it. I thought he was just as. I think everyone keeps comparing, like when Ellen hosted it, it was great. Like it was awesome. So I think everybody after that now is like constantly having to measure up to Ellen. I thought Jimmy did awesome. I thought he was great. I love his type of humor. He's so sarcastic. He kept the Matt Damon feud alive. That was great.
Yeah.
Just perfect. My favorite thing, man.
Good. Yeah.
Did you like the bit with the tourists?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. I know other people had problems with it. Like,
It was a little long. It was a little long.
it was long, and people
Like,
had issues with, like, oh, let's dance the common folk. Let's dance the peasants in front of these actors and actresses, which I thought is kind of it's stupid. But I mean, if I was there, I would have loved that. If I was just a random tourist in California and the Oscars were happening, and someone just brought me in there, I'd love that stuff, man. It's not like
That'd be awesome.
I wouldn't be upset about that.
No.
It'd be the greatest night of my life.
Yeah, seriously. What other bits did he do? The candy thing, where he dropped like candy canes down on everybody.
He did he did mean tweets, which I always love mean tweets. I think they're hilarious.
He was great. And then I just loved how people were like, I saw on Facebook, and I even sent it to you, like, even one of my friends from New York was just like, and I will continuously say that Jimmy Kimmel is better than Jimmy Fallon. Yes. I was like, yes. I love it. But you know he's going to host it.
What?
He is. You know Jimmy's going to host it soon. Like, he'll probably end up hosting it next year.
He's probably going to. Yeah, he probably is. Has he? I feel like he has hosted it. He hasn't hosted the Oscars?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But, you know, it's whatever. So, what else? I guess. Do we want to talk about the ending now? I mean, I guess that's the biggest thing.
I don't know. We have 11 minutes. So we could talk about, I don't know. We could talk about anything.
Well, what did you think about that ending?
That was like...
That was staged?
And no, I don't think it was staged at all. That was too much of a mess for that to be staged. I think it was like that would have been bad on the reputation of the Oscars if that was staged. Because no way that would stay secret if that was staged. That would come out, and it would come out soon if that was staged. And that would just wreck the whole reputation of the Oscars. And then, like, even this one had lower ratings than the last one. The next one, the ratings are going to be even lower if that's true, if they stage that. So I don't think that is something that they would do. Does it help? I think it does help that this happened because it brings attention to the Oscars again. But I don't think it was staged at all.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe, thinking that they would just do that. I remember watching that, and I'm blanking on the guy's name, the Bonnie and Clyde guy.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah, when he was reading it, and the awkward pauses, and I was just like looking at him like, dude, this isn't funny. Like, you're just being weird. Read the goddamn thing.
I don't think he was trying to be funny. I think he was genuinely confused.
In retrospect now, like after that, yes, I understand that. But in that moment, I was like, dude, you're annoying me.
Yeah.
So then I understand when the girl just goes, stop, you're the worst, and took it and then just read. But so when the confusion hits, and why didn't he just say, I think I have the wrong card? Because if he would have just said that, we would have like not had to deal with that. But he says he saw Emma Stone's name, but why didn't he just say, hey, I think I have the wrong card? Because it wouldn't say the actress name, it would say the movie for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So why? I don't understand how in any moment there, and with the woman that read it, why wouldn't how do they not see that and then just say, hey, I think we've got the wrong one? They're not stupid people. They could have figured that out.
Yeah, they could have done that. But I think in the moment it was just like a really confusing moment for him. And I just like felt like, I can't speak for him, but it looked like he didn't know what the hell to do. He's just like, this card is wrong. And he gives it to the lady and she just takes it and reads it.
But he knows it's wrong, but he doesn't say anything. He just stares at it. He's like, voice your opinion, bro. Say what the hell that thing. That's just fucking nuts. I felt bad. Like that's an awkward thing. I
feel bad for both
users and them
for
handled
both,
it pretty well though.
For both parties. I think it was handled well. I don't think I wish Moonlight got their moment and it wasn't ruined by that, because they really didn't get a moment after that to have like their speech and their thanks, and that's what you go up there for. But so they didn't. I feel bad that they didn't get that, and I feel bad for La La Land, because they just think about that feeling that you thought you won this like prestigious award, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you actually didn't. I'm sorry, you didn't actually win this. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you didn't win.
You made a speech and everything, and then you find out that you did not. You did not actually win this.
Sit back down. You didn't win the big one.
Yeah. So
and Jimmy
I feel
kept trying to make
it
funny too. It was great.
I was glad.
I blame Steve Harvey for this. Just trying to pull whatever humor he could out of that situation. Warren, what did you do? Did you agree with Best Picture?
Yeah, I do agree. I don't think La La Land should be Best Picture at all.
You didn't think anything La La Land should win.
I thought it should win production design, and cinematography, and maybe the music. I thought other things were better, but sure, I'm okay with that. But like, La La Land is not that good of a movie to be Best Picture, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because I think despite okay, it has good music, has good production design, there's good performances in it, but like the everything underlying that, the basis, that screen, like this, it didn't win original screenplay, and for good reason, because it's not a good story. It's not a good written movie at all, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Moonlight is an important film, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I wanted it to be Fences, but I was like, I understand. That was one of those. I would have been like La La Land over Fences, no. But hey, what was your biggest beef about the Oscars? Like with the awards?
I mean, I was pretty okay with all the awards, actually. Yeah. Nothing really bothered me too much, except for Casey Affleck. Denzel was robbed.
That speech? Who?
Denzel was robbed.
Yes, that's bullshit.
And Casey Affleck's speech was bullshit.
Oh my god. Like, what? What are you doing up?
Just like a jackass.
Seriously, though. Like, just being a complete dick. Or, like, I don't. How do you win? That's frustrating to me as an up or trying to be an inspiring actor, like to get to that point. Like you get up there, it's the Oscars, and man, I wish I had something bigger and more meaningful to say. I don't like.
Yeah.
Even I get being flustered. Like if I ever won that, like you don't like but like say something about like that's like the biggest thing you could win, or like that's just such an honor. And he just like was like, yeah, thanks. I mean, he thanked Denzel, which was cool, but I guess
maybe he didn't think he was gonna win it. I don't know. Like
still, like you say something like.
Be grateful for something. That's so like, I don't know. He looked like such an ass up there.
Yeah,
it just made me mad.
His acting was good in the movie.
You saw the movie?
Yeah, I ended up seeing it. I liked it, and again, like it's hard. Like everyone has their personal whatever. Like I try not to look at things, and like of course this is stupid acting. Like I'm not going to argue about acting, whatever, but. I don't get how Denzel didn't win that award.
Yeah, I thought he had that in the bag.
I don't understand. Like at a pure acting position, I don't get that. Like the play, that would have been the only one that's derived from theater, correct? Everything else is an original movie written or script, right?
I guess Moonlight was technically a stage play.
Was it a stage play?
It was never produced. It was written as a play originally, and then they made it into a movie.
That's cool.
But it was never produced at all. So
I get the kind of acting that Casey like. It's very subtle, and I appreciate that acting. Like he's obviously a great actor. He's a good actor. I just think Denzel got fucked. I just think,
and it was like
I just don't.
There's a bunch of like the controversy behind him and allegations about like sexual like harassment and stuff.
Yeah, do you have a problem with that? With giving it to him with that?
I don't know anything about the situation. I should read more on the situation. But I mean, if it is true, I do have a problem with that.
Yeah, I've read it a little bit. It was like in 2010, he was accused of harassing 2 women on the set of the Joaquin Phoenix mockumentary, I'm Still Here. And like, one of the women was a producer, worked for like 10 years, and they said that they were inappropriate sexual comments. The shitty thing is, like, I get, like, you don't want to give an award to someone that acts like that.
Yeah. And I think it shows, like, his privilege.
True.
I think, because the same thing happened. You know, Nate Parker, the guy who wrote and directed A Birth of a Nation, the new movie, and it was a black film, and it came out that there was rape allegations from him in college, and he was blacklisted after that. His movie was great. But then after that, he was just blacklisted, and so he got nothing. And
so to play devil's advocate? Were they proven? And I don't want this to sound. I'm literally just speaking like in general. I don't want this to sound like.
I have no clue.
You could anybody in those situations. Someone can just say that he does that.
Yeah.
Now, it's different that it was said on the movie, like, it wasn't, like, just some random fan that's like, he raped me.
Yeah.
And, like, he's trying to get, or whatever. But, I think you should definitely take it serious, for sure. But it's kind of hard to be like, if someone says that, and now, like, oh, he doesn't deserve anything, like, he should be blacklisted now and not be able to work.
Yeah.
When, like, no one knows technically what happened, except for him and those 2 women. And like, I don't promote it, and I think that's something that should be taken very serious.
Let's hold on to that topic because we do have less than 30 seconds left.
Shit! All right,
I'm going to close this out. I'm Myles Phillips. You can catch me at MP number 4, going for kilos, at Twitter. Where can people find you, Dustin?
It's on Facebook, Twitter,
whatever.
Sup4.
Well, that's the end of the podcast. We're running out of time. I'm sorry. That was rushed ending. I hope you liked it tonight.